Cars tend to fit neatly into their own nice little categories. You know the kind of thing. Compact city cars, sensible saloons, ravishing little roadsters. A car to suit the kind of person you are and the type of life you lead. And this is what Toyota have come up with, a model that's now sportier, sexier and has a roof that comes down, which means they've done away with the T-top of old. And the price? Well, there's good news there because that's come down just like the roof. At £18,495, it's £4,000 cheaper than the previous model, bringing it in line with the MGF and the MX-5. However, a car in the Roadster market has to look right, and there's no denying that this new MR2 is a striking car to look at. But original it isn't. The wheel arches wouldn't look out of place on an Audi TT, and there is definitely a touch of the Porsche Boxster around the rear. It would have been nice to see some of the innovation that went into the new Celica in the lines of the MR2. But it's once you get inside that you realise Toyota's designers have completely lost the plot. They couldn't decide what look they were going for, so they chucked a lot in. You've got deep dials like you'll find in the 156. There's an influence from the Audi TT and certainly from Toyota's Celica. And just look, the dashboard has developed lovely dimples and cellulite. And as for these nice plastic grab handles, well, I'm sorry, but they're straight out of a disabled toilet. The whole feeling is dull and there's far too much black. But I can forgive all of this if the car is as much fun to drive as they promise it's going to be. The good news is that it is. It feels fantastic. Like its predecessors, it's mid-engined and rear-wheel drive, but with less weight this time, the car feels a lot more agile. The weight distribution really is excellent and you feel the benefits behind the wheel. The ride feels very stable, there's a lovely feeling of balance, and at the same time you're getting that fantastic feedback and response from the steering. And the stats from the engine are pretty impressive too. The 1.8 litre engine with Toyota's VVTi variable valve timing has plenty of mid-range torque, enough to propel this car from 0 to 60 in a little under 8 seconds and onto a top speed of 130 miles an hour. It doesn't actually feel that quick off the mark. The mid-range performance is great, but there's certainly a bit of a lull when you try for a quick getaway. But never mind, this is a great car to drive out on the open road. On a lovely sunny day, it's perfect nature. On the face of it, the MR2 seems like a pretty good car, but the one thing that really lets it down is the appalling lack of any luggage space. Now, of course, it's mid-engine, so there's no boot. There is space at the front, but that's made absolutely tiny by the fact that the space saver just about fills it up. So that really leaves you with 2 cubby holes behind the seats. And they're so small that you'd struggle to fit a bag of shopping in, let alone an overnight bag. It makes the MR2 a very impractical car to buy, and future owners will have to think really carefully about it before they decide to buy one. But is the MR2 enough of a driver's car to make up for the fact that it really is so impractical? Well, I'm afraid the answer is no. It's a great fun car to drive, but it doesn't have the raw appeal or the skilled handling of something like the Elise. And while it is without doubt a better drive than either the MX-5 or the MGF, it doesn't offer the all-round practicality that both of those two can. No, the world of the small sports car has moved on, and despite Toyota's attempts, they haven't quite got it right. Besides, these days, I prefer a man whose sports car wears a Porsche or a BMW badge.